Hello and welcome back to this man staring at me, blinking. Not too happy. It was like fucking Carmen Sandiego in my car. But yeah, welcome to Nightcall. We've spent the last episode kind of bumbling around trying to find places to investigate. Half of them wouldn't let us in. But we managed to get a few key clues. So we're just trying to get some cash and then we'll get home and hopefully not go bankrupt. So let's see what Hat Man wants. His odd appearance, a mad assortment of mismatched clothes. Good evening, good day. His shrill intonations are offensive to your ear.
Tell me, good fellow and driver, would you be so kind as to take me to Rue Pericon, number 96?
As he speaks, you can almost hear the deeper accents of what seems like a second voice. Sure. You nod slowly and start the car, casting an anxious look in the rear-view mirror every now and then.
Sorry to bother you and disturb you, but I was wondering if you'd be willing to answer a few short questions and queries.
Why not?
Thanks for opening up to me and being open-minded too. Good day and good evening. Do you think that building roller coasters is a normal thing to do?
Question sends you for a loop. It wasn't at all what you were expecting. What?
Apologies, sorry. Perhaps my query and question aren't clear. Let me try again.
No, it's fine. I understood the question. It's just that... Yeah, I'd say it's normal.
You say it's normal and natural to build contraptions to make you fear for your life and panic?
Your jaw drops. No, that's not what but I mean it is. That's part of humanity, is seeking thrills. What I meant to say is we like taking risks, giving ourselves a scare, and roller coasters are a way of doing that safely. Your customer literally goggles at you.
Interesting and fascinating. Thank you for sharing.
What's with this guy? Who is he?
Good day and good evening. Stop saying that. Why have you had to colonize the satellite you call the moon?
He pauses momentarily and you try and connect the dots.
Not you personally, of course, but you as a species.
It's too expensive. Yeah, we need a fuck ton of money.
It's very expensive of course, but the potential profits and gains are enormous.
His voice has gone up an octave, or perhaps down. It's just an alien trying to pass as human. It's at once shrill and deep.
Just think, just imagine, having breakfast looking down at planet Earth. The beauty of it will make you realise how precious and unique our planet is. Which brings me to my last question and query. Good day and good evening. I knew I was going to say that again. Why is your own individual freedom more important to you than that of your species and community as a whole?
You examine your passenger closely. Because we're selfish, that's not true. I'm not sure I understand your question. Because we're selfish. We always put our own interests first. We're made that way. I pause, your passenger rights his posture with a movement of the shoulders.
You are surprisingly honest and frank.
I know the people who live in this city. I could count the number of people willing to make a sacrifice for another person's well-being on a single hand. Suddenly you're unable to speak, as if the words were trapped inside your throat. We're about to get abducted. Your passenger, on the seat behind you, gives you a dry smile, as if he knew exactly what was going on.
Thanks, H. Thanks, human.
He stops short. He doesn't actually pronounce your name, but you seem to hear what he's thinking.
Sorry, I forgot. You didn't want that information and knowledge to get out.
You absently pull up to the address he'd given you. Your passenger hands you the fare and then some.
Meeting you and making your acquaintance was a memorable experience. Adieu. I'm going back to space now.
You're still paralyzed, but you don't panic. Your body seems to know what's best. You can sense your muscles relax. A minute later, you let go of the steering wheel. The paralysis has ended. You take a look at out the side door window. A quiet Parisian neighborhood, utterly uneventful. Not as swanky as the rest of the 16th arrondissement. Your customer has vanished into thin air. You sit there a moment longer before making up your mind to leave. The sooner you pick up a new passenger, the sooner you'll forget that guy. I got a bit of cash. Do we have enough brain power for one more? This guy's fairly close. Let's go for Beardy, and then we'll go back home at the end of the night. He doesn't say much. You double park and wait for your next passenger to slide into the back seat. He looks at you, like he appreciates you and your taxi. He gives you his address. You start driving. A few words are exchanged. The weather, taxes, traffic. Then you can tell it's coming. The inevitable conversation about the killer. Some bits of information, rumours, things overheard. Make a mental note of what you've heard. Who knows? Might come in handy. Okay, I was expecting that. The passenger doesn't make a sound for the next few minutes of the trip. It doesn't bother you. You have enough on your mind. The investigation, the judge, bus it. You're overcome with a craving to smoke. You nod slowly and glance at your passenger. Calm and still, he seems far away. Having a good evening? Yes, very good. He slowly turns his head towards you and gives you an odd look, like he is disappointed you're talking to him. He watches you closely for another minute, then turns back to look out the window. Keep your eyes on the road. The silence becomes heavy. All of a sudden you feel a strange sense of camaraderie with your passenger. You look at him quickly in the rearview mirror. He doesn't look familiar at all, and yet it's like you know him. Is he like a me-style guy? A second later, an outside light shines on his face at a weird angle. It looks like he's smiling. A few seconds later, you drive down his street. He straightens up a bit. You park in front of the number he gave you. He pays his fare without a word. The door opens slowly and he smiles at you. You can tell it comes from the bottom of his heart despite how uptight he is. You're really a swell guy. You weren't expecting that. By the time you collect your thoughts, your passenger's already far away. He disappears into a building. A moment goes by before you turn the key in the ignition. That was a weird one. Right, we're going to have to call it there, I think. My energy tank is just about empty. Yeah, there we go. Night 3. You know more about your clients. I've met Claudia. Let's see how many of those profits get taken out. Oof. Okay, I actually made a slight net gain. Damn. Okay, see if we can investigate any more, or we're just too tired. The neighbour flushes the toilet. Out of the corner of your eye, you can see the pipes shake. Lovely. You glance at your bed and get to work. Okay, we should have a bunch more. We just need to investigate this. Okay. Everything else should be up on there. Killer left their country. So, it's either Claudia escaped, lost her parents to the Argentinian junta. Born in the French Antilles, moved to the mainland in 1976. She doesn't have a beloved weapon though, does she? The message on Crab's linked to the process. So the things are lining up on Claudia, unfortunately. Victim 3 was Colonel of the Junta. So she has a reason for killing Victim 3. Time is up. But it's, yeah. Victim 2 was a fierce politician. Killer took great care of the gun. Dad was a cop. Retired cop. So the weapon is like pointing towards this guy, but the third victim is pointing towards her. So it's between these two. I'm not seeing much on like either of them. Killer's height was less than. Okay, that's everyone, isn't it? Yeah. But I guess that's a false clue. They're getting like, although that's verifying the gas station, but yeah, barely getting anything on this guy. This guy potentially on crime scene 2. He's got the same sort of things as this guy, apart from that message 2. It says you deserve this. It's all a bit not quite there yet, but we're slowly building a case against. I'd say it's between these two at the moment, because he's got like the gun that he took with him from the French Antilles, presumably, which he's taken care of. He's the only one that's gun is actual like seems to be related to him, because it's a rare gun that was used. That makes sense if it was him. And he left his country, which no one else did. I don't have any, like, and of course he was potentially the only one that was, well, other than Piero, who I don't think is the killer, could have leaked the first 3 victim files. So I'm leaning slightly towards him, because obviously she has the Argentina thing, but she was only young when that happened, and that's only one link to... We need to find more about our first 2 victims, I think, or else we're going to be going round in circles. The phone rings and you jump. You're not used to hearing it. No one ever calls you. It must be Busset. You pick it up. She sounds irritated. You there? Yeah. Listen, it's... She pauses. You suddenly hear a ruckus in the background, probably noise at the station. She raises her voice. Anyone got the time? Hey, guys, anyone? Fuck, they're all Neanderthals here. Listen, it's early and I'm wiped out. So are you, I bet. Let's get straight to the point. What do you have for me? In a calm and methodical voice, you start giving her the evidence you collected. You start with the first suspect, their connections to the victims, their rumours, then the second suspect, and so on. A few minutes in, she lets out a whistle. Not bad at all, seriously. You should come give a lesson to the zombies I work with. A long sigh. I have some good news for you. We checked the alibi of one of our suspects I gave you. As you listen to her, you turn to the board and pull down the suspect she's referring to. So it's got to be someone else. She snickers. You know how lucky you are? I'm doing your job for you, pal. Okay, enough chit-chat. I gotta run. It's probably going to be him, isn't it? And that's who, like, my main suspect is, it's got to be the old guy. And she's like, nope, couldn't possibly be him. Call you in 2-3 days, okay? Understood. Good doggy. She's got to be such a bitch. I'll call you in 3 days, and you better have what I need to make a proper arrest. The DA has fangs. You're pretty sure he's going to turn into a werewolf at some point. She babbles on for a while. Her voice becomes softer, but just as sarcastic. That would explain his terrible breath. This isn't funny, lady. Okay, I'm out. Thank God for that. She hangs up. You hold the handset to your ear for a while. You just have one thing in mind. Sleeping. And forgetting it all. Who's taken down then? Oh, it's Piero. That's fine. We didn't think it was him anyway, did we? I was hoping it would be either the old bloke or the lady from Argentina. Because then that would be like a slam dunk. But no. It was the guy I'd already written off. You open the sofa bed and lie down. The events of the day run through your head. The streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. My body aches, I'm in pain, and I just need to sleep. You glance at your board. Your investigation is taking shape, little by little. Who'd have thought? If only Busset would give you a little more time. You shake your head and your mind wanders for a second. Your eyes close, you fall asleep. Something is bothering you. Something stuck in your throat. You start coughing over and over. You lean out of bed. A black shadow creeps out of your mouth and bangs loudly on the floor. This must be a dream. You wake with a start. Fucking nightmare. You glance at the floor, there's nothing there. You lie back down, still shaking. Nice. This isn't fucking mimes this time. You open one eye. Yep. Time to get to work. Any more info about Claudia and the bloke? We've got one more investigation spot that we can go and check out. Hopefully it will actually let me in this time. Yep, there we go. You leave your taxi behind and walk towards the last victim's building. Last victim, that's victim. We already know about that, don't we? Charles Bougrain Ferrer was killed in his parking garage. The large metal garage door is firmly closed. Wait for a car, look for another entrance. You walk around to the back of the building and look at the various entrances. The main one, the garage door, and the maintenance door for the trash cans. Try the maintenance entrance. You've barely taken a step when a voice calls out to you. Hey, what are you doing? This is private property. You turn around and see a rather elderly man, probably the concierge. He shines his flashlight in your direction. So I'm lost, I guess. Journalist, taxi driver, van. I'm lost isn't going to get me much, but maybe we'll try it. Lost? You think I'm a fucking idiot? Go, get out of here or I'm calling the cops. You leave the lobby. Concierge follows you and checks to make sure the door is firmly shut behind you. If I see you lurking around again, I'm calling the cops. Make your way back to your cab. That didn't work. You glance back at the building. The furious concierge is gone. You settle in behind the wheel, short of breath. Damn it. We blew that. I thought the question marks would mean that you would have better luck, but no dice, it seems. Anyone glowing? Nope. Let's go. Is this a TV screen? You're driving alone when a strange burnt smell suddenly fills the cab. Or is it ghost time again? You look around, sniff. Is it coming from outside? Park. As soon as you see a free spot, you pull over and park. You freeze. Something, or someone, is in your taxi. A woman's voice resonates around the cab. I need a better signal. I'm here. You turn around slowly. A young woman has appeared behind you. Don't shout. I'm afraid I'll lose the connection. I don't have much time. There's something strange about her face, as if she is several different people at once. Listen to me carefully. I come from the future, and you must know that you met. She stops moving like a computer glitch. She stays this way, still, frozen. Then she suddenly starts moving again. They're extremists, totally crazy. Some try and get hold of anything remotely technological only to destroy it. They've gathered heaps of screens, keyboard lamps to burn them. The fires last for days. The sky. Some days the sky is filled with toxic soot. Black ash. She shrugs. I'm lucky, I guess. I can remember what it was like before. The children, though. I feel most sorry for them. They're so lifeless. Sad. She looks at you. You look surprised, but the image of her flickers, shakes. She raises her head to speak to someone outside the cab. What? They're getting closer? I don't know if I can stay much longer. I have to tell you one more thing. A few days ago, we got our hands on some newspapers from your time. She looks down. Everything we read seemed trivial. And it felt so good. We laughed about it, even though deep down, I miss those debates, stories, the editorials. She lowers her voice. Especially the horoscopes. She doesn't say anything for a few seconds. You wanted to tell me something? Tell you something? Her face lights up. Yes. While we were reading through newspapers, we found some crucial information related to your investigation. Of course you did. She closes her eyes. Now don't try to... I can't tell you much. But you need to write down what I'm about to say. She disappears. A few seconds go by and she doesn't come back. Are you there? No answer. Silence reigns in the cab. Terrifying silence. Only now do you notice a strange smell floating in your taxi. A hospital smell. Pull over. You park as soon as you find a free spot. You attempt to get a hold of yourself. The radio starts to crackle. Despite the interference, you make out the young woman's voice. I'm sorry. I can't come back. You hear someone scream in the background. They're taking our antennae apart. Shit. Watch the files. Not those, Raz, the other ones. Her voice sounds far away for a minute, then closer again. We've had enough time to send you something. I don't know if it could be of any help, but it's under the seat. Under the seat? No answer. Her voice suddenly stops. The radio starts playing like usual again. Turn your eyes to the passenger seat. How could she have possibly have put something under the seat? Plus, you had the car washed. If you had... Look under the seat. You lean over towards the passenger seat. You feel around. And your fingers happen upon a file folder. Put it out slowly. Scribbled on front in thick pencil are the words, "Thank you, J." You open it up, a newspaper clipping. The paper is yellowed, worn. At the top of the article, a date. The date is 2 years from now. You stop breathing as you read the clipping. Okay. You inhale, you smile. This will help you. Okay. This game is getting weirdly supernatural. Again, I'm not sure I like it. It's sort of going off what was advertised to me, I guess. But who knows? Hopefully it doesn't come like Backbone, where the whole thing just becomes really weird. But we will see. So, either way, I'm going to end it here before we get into too much more dialogue. And we'll be back trying to dig out more clues as soon as possible. So, thank you so very much for watching. If you like my content, please do check out my other videos. And if you do, I shall see you there. Goodbye.